we're here with Becky Benett, and she's going to tell us about the IOTA Project and DreamSail Games, correct?
All right. Hey, the IOTA Project is a giant mech virtual reality game. As you can see behind me, you are the pilot of a giant mech. You're put into the cockpit, and you have control of your two giant robot arms. The goal is to defend the city against an enemy robot threat, although while you're defending it, you can have some fun and maybe destroy it too. We developed it in Unreal Engine, and yeah, it's coming along.
What VR platforms is this going to be for?
It will be released on Vive and Oculus.
What inspired this game? I mean, is it just to be able to be in a giant mech?
Well, we actually had a really drawn-out design process. Everyone in the studio basically pitched an idea for a game. We pit them against each other to see which ones kind of seemed the most enjoyable. Just in written form, we took the two top ideas that everyone liked, developed them both side by side. One of them was a flying simulator, and the other was the robot game. We ended up liking the feel of the robot game more. It initially started off as kind of a Kerbal Space Program, like design the mech yourself situation, but that became super tedious and it turned out to be not that fun. So we took what we liked from that and transformed it into what you see today. This is about 18 weeks of development.
18 weeks?
18 weeks, yeah.
What did you said you built this on Unreal?
In Unreal, yeah.
And so that's a pretty fast turnaround process, isn't it?
Yeah, especially because our developers didn't know Unreal before we made this game.
Oh wow, that's incredible.
They're Unity developers originally.
How big is your team?
13 people. So we have a pretty substantial studio, 4 developers and 4 artists.
And when do you think this will be released? Is it out now or?
So we're releasing what we're considering a pre-alpha demo for free on Steam at the end of the month. That's like a playable teaser trailer to give people a taste of what a full campaign could feel like. After that's out, we're going to be basically figuring out what people like and dislike and taking that feedback and turning it into an arcade version of the game for VR arcades.
Really?
Yeah, because there are like 4 VR arcades already in New York. It's becoming a really big thing since VR consoles are pretty expensive and difficult for people to own.
Yeah. So is this the first time that people are really playing the game here today?
Yeah, today is our first big demo event, so it's pretty exciting. It's interesting to see like how people are reacting to being thrown into like a VR environment, because I think most people have never played a VR game before.
So how's the reception been?
It's been great. It's been great. I mean, we've always had a steady group of people. I had to enact this like floating line system that seems to be working somewhat well.
Can you tell me a little bit about the cube?
Oh,
what is it called? The Live Cube?
Yeah, you mean this giant green box behind me?
Yeah.
So you can see in this how the video feed of the player is like thrown into the game. So like it actually feels like she's there in the virtual environment. Because our game is a cockpit game, like we're not really moving the camera around that much, but what this green cube does is it allows us to create this mixed reality environment where if someone is playing like a true room scale game and they're like walking around the whole cube, you can record that and you can move the camera around and you can show like what the person is actually doing in the context of the virtual environment. So
would that be in the arcades as well?
Yeah, a lot of arcades are adding mixed reality studios because it's just such a good way to show people who have never played VR before like what it actually kind of feels like to be in the game.
Have you played it yourself?
Yeah, a number of times in many different states.
All right, and where can people find out more information?
You can follow us on Twitter at DreamSail. That's a really good place. I constantly update it with development details. And our website is DreamSailGames.com.
And would you like to, talk about any other projects you've been working on, or anything else you want to pitch? Or?
I mean, this is our main project right now. This is the big one. So I hope people like it. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to trying
Yeah.
it out. All right, thank you.
Thank you.